Hello everyone and welcome to Internazionali Italia Series 2025, race 1 of 5 here in Verona, San Zeno di Montagna at the Garda Lake. It is a pretty classic and special race, but what a condition we found out in the practice days. Roots and rocks were so slippery, loads of mud in places, so tricky condition for the riders. Still 4,000 meters of length and 150 meters of altitude for this very technical and classic course here in San Zeno di Montagna. Race number 1 was a kind of a question mark. Has been raining over the days, but the night was kind of cool and chill, so riders has been practicing in a slippery, muddy, wet day, even though in the morning wasn't raining and the conditions were even more difficult, I believe. The start with a bunch of nearly 100 riders from all over Europe was a blast. As you can see, riders are going so fast on this tarmac start loop, which is actually something we have to have for this young kids and for the open and international categories to go through the first section, the T-Rex after the start loop, and everyone is taking actually the B line instead of the A line. So tricky, so slippery, so muddy. The choice of the tires has been key. Someone has taken the A line as well, but most of the guys are on the B line on the T-Rex and in most of the part of the course. It's actually a 1-2 for KTM from the beginning. Brafa and Fabro are leading the pack after the start loop. Here they go to the dyno section. Very nice. We know this place pretty well, and so steep and so muddy. Look at the happy hippo. It's a very particular place of the course, a new one for 2025. The KTM guys are kind of struggling as well. Then comes Cow from Trinks Racing. And the most technical guys, they can handle the course pretty well. Even climbing at times were like difficult, so they had to run at times, but most of the time they could ride. And look at Stua in where the KTM Brafa took the lead, where Fabro is a bit struggling, especially with the back pain. It's very demanding, physically demanding. Again with the dyno. Love this part of the course. You need to run as well. They struggle a bit, but it's racing. What you can do when the conditions are like that. You have to challenge yourself and push to the limit. We catch up with the technical Italian national coach Mirko Celestino, and obviously he's looking at the race, muddy, technical, difficult conditions for everyone, and obviously the top guys are the ones that during the winter are practicing cyclocross. They came out of the winter in a good shape. They know how to handle the mud and all these slippery conditions. So cleaning the bike with the water, with the bottles, and just passing through water to let the bike flow. And yeah, for sure, Fabro and Brafa are the one that can handle the most this condition. So thank you very much, Mirko. See you later. And this is a great win for Brafa, that really could handle the better this course compared to all the others. Win by a good margin, Brafa over his teammate Ettore Fabro. KTM Protec Electro System in second position, number 2. And in third for Scott Racing Team Elia Real. Bit struggling in some of the technical sections, but legs are good. He felt strong, just couldn't match the speed of the two orange guys. War race for the juniors. The start loop plus 3 laps was still kind of a long race. The mud got a bit more clay towards the finish. So Brafa, Fabbro, Rial, Pietro Cao, Trinks, Jacopo Putaggio in 5th, and Cavezzan, Hullrigl, Fabian, Scagliola, Costa. This is the top 10 to close up the junior race here for the first of the 5 round of Internazionali d'Italia Series 2025. And it's time for the girls to race here in San Zeno di Montagna. Big smile for Yolanda Neff. Huge change of a team for her from Track Factory Racing into the Cannondale Factory Racing team. One of the biggest team in the business. Together with Charlie Aldridge, we have seen the departure of Ala Natalie on the road, but back on track. Yolanda Neff up front from lap number 1. We know how fast she is in the mud. The Swiss girl, former Olympic champion and world champion, leading the pack on the start loop, taking in the B line in the T-rack section. Very tricky, very difficult condition. But look at number 7 of Tamara Widman, Mondraker Factory Racing, the Austrian girl. A big challenge for Yolanda since lap number 1 was a kind of a 1-2 for the 2 girls. Tamara, Mondraker Factory Racing. We're going to see competing Nadir Coledani, the Italian, that changed team as well and went into the Mondraker pretty strong team. Number 51, the leader of the junior category, Giorgia Pellizzotti. Very slow, very tucky, muddy. Luckily, has been a little bit raining during the race. That helped quite a bit on the conditions. Tamara into the Happy Hippo, nice and smooth. And now a bit of a fight for podium position between Jada Specia KTM Factory team and Sophie Heby Pedersen Villiers Vittoria Factory team. Nice and smooth down dyno for Yolanda. Always handling the bike so well in this muddy and slippery roots and rocks. Feeling good on the new scalpel in this beginning of the season. And what a crash for Tamara Widman. She was leading the race until now. Gina Caluori next to Tees, another Swiss girl. Swisses are always pretty strong in these winter edition races. Sophie Pedersen in 3rd. And again, Pellizzotti, the junior leader. Great race for her. Big gap for her on position 2. And it's a solo race now for Yolanda. A solo push. Look how muddy, how tough the course was. Pretty long it came out for the girls. A very long and challenging race. Nice and smooth. Yolanda taking a longer way here in this technical condition, but it is pretty important to let the bike roll, to keep rolling, not get stuck, and the gap got bigger for Yolanda. It's getting nearly over a minute on position 2, Gina Caluori, and 3 for Pedersen. Sophie Pedersen now in the elite category after winning so many races for the under 23. The Danish girl on an Italian team, feeling good. Another beeline for Yolanda, which was actually faster in the beginning of the lap. She could actually ride quite well, but it's easy to do mistakes, to make mistakes, as we can see the bike sliding all over the place. Again, a slow-mo for Caluori. And Pedersen at the Shimano balcony. Oh, it was challenging and demanding for everyone, for the girls, for the boys, for the bikes. It was a real race, but we started to see a little bit of less cloudy for the finish line. Yolanda Neff winning this one with over a minute on Gina Caluori. Yolanda, again, these conditions are the one where Yolanda really does best. The Swiss for Canada Factory Racing. In second position, Gina Caluori. Nice smile, pretty happy face on this one. And then Pedersen in third. It was actually pretty cold as well, so demanding in all sense. And here we go with the podium with Leah Huber, the first of the U23, and Giada Specia in fifth for KTM Factory MTB Team Denforchini. Baramati strong one in eighth. And a smile and a clean face for our ladies.
It was good. It was very cold in the end. The last 2 or 3 laps, it started raining, and it was really cold. The track was a lot of running. The uphills was a lot of running, but luckily all the downhills were okay. The downhills were fine. So yeah, very hard race for sure, very demanding, and yeah, I'm glad I could finish it. First race this year in Italy, and yeah, it's super nice to come back here. I have never been in San Zeno before, but of course in Italy, and yeah, I really enjoy the races in Italy. Super nice, and yeah, always really interesting tracks.
It's time for the last one. It's time for the last one of the day. Elite men. It started raining again, and this is actually a good point for the boys, even though for spectator perspective, rain is a bit of a struggle, but for the guys, the course for sure got better with the rain. The mark got a bit more slick and fast. Look how fast they go up the start loop, flat out into the start loop. As you can see, lots of water made the course better for the elite. Was the best course they could find in this muddy condition. And from beginning on, we did not see Charlie Aldridge into the leading group. Something must have happened in the start loop, and it's Fontana leading the pack together with the other Italian Yuri Zanotti. Big change for the team. And there we go, with slow-mo of the big Cannondale riders. Strong 2024 for him. But at the moment, it's a 1-2 for the Italians. Filippo Fontana, Gruppo Sportivo Carabinieri, and Yuri Zanotti, followed by Luca Martin, Canada Factory Racing, and newbie in the team, and the Mondraker Factory Racing team, Nadir Colledani, hitting the beeline at the Shimano balcony. Fontana leading smoothly, nicely, and then Zanotti and Martin. De Frodemont now another strong rider, World Cup, world-class rider. Look how fast they're going. Again at the T-Rex, most of them, they were hitting the beeline, which makes sense for me as well. Just the rocks were so covered in mud and so slippery. Luca Martin, as we see him going towards the beeline at the T-Rex. Chase group with Colledani, De Frodemont, Sebastian Carstensen, Fini, and then Cole Poncher and Pedersen. Happy Hippo for Fontana, really handling well the course. Fontana got a little bit of a gap, and it's a fight for position number 2 between Martin and Yuri Zanotti. From BMC changed into this Villiers team. We just want to tell you guys that the other two top dogs of the team are at the APSA Cape Epic at the moment, Avondetto and Luca Braidot. But it's a solo race at the moment for Filippo Fontana, leading kind of a 20 seconds gap into this dyno section. Fontana had a little bit of a different approach during this winter, a bit of a longer ride, a bit less cyclocross, but obviously he knows how to handle the mud. And now Luca Martin, U23 world champion, and Yuri Zanotti, a silver medal, actually former silver medalist at the world champion, strong Italian guy. There we go with his tough and punchy climb. Unbelievable, Filippo could ride most of it. We're getting towards the end of the race, and Filippo is actually leading this one out and kind of controlling the course a bit. Look at the line of Martin chasing the green all the way outside the tape, and could ride most of the climb. Obviously, now the conditions are really, really tough, even though, as I said, the rain helped a little bit. But the cold and the mud played a bit. Cole Puncher, the first one of the U23 at the moment, chased by Pedersen in second. And it's a win for Filippo Fontana. The first one of his career in the Internazionali d'Italia series. Pretty happy and stoked for him. There we go with his finish line. In second position, Cannondale Factory Racing, Luca Martin. He actually enjoyed this mud and this race. And in third, Zanotti. Good beginning of the season for the Italian rider. He played well, struggled a bit in the last lap and a half, but good race for him. Then Sebastian Fini in fourth. Freezed. Look at the knobby tires they were riding today. Second position in the U23 for Pedersen. And in third, there we go with the finish. Fontana, Martin, Zanotti, Fini and Ponchard. Then Pedersen, De Frodmont, Colledani, Paccagnella, Elian, the third of the U23. And in 10th position, Daniele Braidot. Here we go with the podium and a smile of the guys. Yeah, Filippo liked this condition very much. He always feels strong and happy to compete because he knows his technical skills. He knows how to ride in the mud. He's a former cyclocross national champion, and he said that from beginning on he felt strong. He went up in the leading group, and he just challenged the guys from the start loop on. He felt strong and liking the course so much, even in the dry, but in the wet was a different thing, different level of fitness and skills involved. And yeah, after the winter, he felt strong, and he came here to win, and super stoked on winning the first one of his career. That's it for round number one, guys. It was a pleasure to commentate this first wet run in the Internazionali d'Italia series. I'll see you for round number two in Monte Argentario. Cheers, everyone.